Mike Kern here with Adam Emmenecker for another shoot-around segment. And Adam, a little bit of separation at the top of the standings. Belmont with a big win against Murray State on Saturday. Very impressive showing by the Bruins.
Yeah, it's funny, Mike, when you talk to people around the league, part of what you're hearing, whether it's coaches, whether it's fans, part of what you hear is, hey, like it feels like the middle of the league is better, but I don't know about the top of the league. I'm not sure it's quite as strong as it was maybe a year ago. And so I took a look at the net standings, where we are right now versus where we were February 2nd of 2025. And I was a little surprised by the result. The one thing that didn't surprise me, if you break it down, first three, second three, third three. Where you see a pretty big jump is that third three. Last year, average 194 in the net. This year, 157. So almost a 40 spot jump for that third three on average in that 7 to 9 space. The second three, pretty much the same, 120 and 121. But the first three last year was at 78 in the net. This year at 72. So Belmont really leading the way in a big win against Murray State, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and Belmont would attest to the fact that the league is very deep with two of their league losses. There are only two league losses coming, 1 point losses to Indiana State and to Southern Illinois. So the depth of the league is there. Belmont, by the way, picking up its 20th victory. They're the fifth team in league history to win their 20th game in a season before February 1st. So congratulations to the Bruins and to Casey Alexander on a great accomplishment.
Yeah,
Um,
and
talked a little bit, yeah.
now seven straight. And you look at the Murray game, put up 54 in the first half. I mean, the offense is explosive. We've gotten to see that with Casey Alexander now since Belmont's been in the league. But the defense is a heck of a lot better. Holding the racers 26% from three, forced 13 turnovers. I think a couple of things. Three main differentiators for me as I look at this Belmont Ball Club. Number one, I do think they're a little bit more athletic. You look at Bez Jenkins and West, two guys kind of can play that guard and wing position, much more physical, really good athletes playing, especially in the full court. I think thicker and more experienced in the middle. Sharnowski and Rogers have both taken a step this year, really good on the defensive end, but also a little bit more potent offensively. And then I think you look at just the bench ability and the scoring and the dynamicism that it gives this Bruin offense. Owen Dillon, 6 straight games in double figures in that stretch. He's 20 of 28 from three. I mean, that is absolutely absurd to have that type of production off the bench. Jack Smiley, especially with Nick McLean out, averaging pretty much 10 a game so far in 2026. And even Aiden Noyes coming back 4 for 4 from three in that Murray game. So, you look at the Bruins overall, 8 games left in a great spot, but they're going to have to earn it. Still play at UIC, at Bradley, at Murray, at Illinois State. That's half the games remaining against the four teams directly behind them on the road. Going to be a tough go for the Bruins, but Casey Alexander and this group playing really well.
Another team that has a tough stretch coming up, the Bradley Braves. Bradley is hovering right around that third or fourth position right now. Talk a little bit about your thoughts on the Bradley Braves.
Yeah, a bit unsurprising, right? When you think about Bradley as an inexperienced team, not with the Bradley we've seen the last few years, but as an inexperienced team, you see him lay an egg in a rivalry game against Illinois State, barely escaping at home against Indiana State. Sycamore is probably better for 36 minutes or so in that game. Then you see the Braves lose at home and get out physicaled by UIC. But I thought a fantastic showing of what this team is capable of on the road in Des Moines, on the road at Drake. You think about the 3 point line being a big differentiator, something the team was great at a year ago. Those last three games I mentioned, 6 of 22, 5 of 22, 5 of 14. That's 16 of 58 over 3 games. In the game against Drake, 17 of 26. So they attempted half and made one more in one game. And a big differentiator for this group, Alex Hubricks, player of the week, right? And well deserved. 9 for 10 from three, one of the best shooting performances I can remember in MVC play. And, we just talked about the tough stretch Belmont has going on the road for all the teams right behind them in the standings. I think you look at this young team with Bradley, and if they want to improve their standing, they're going to have opportunities to do so. Host Belmont, host Illinois State, host Murray, and travel to UIC. So with 8 games to play, Bradley Braves still in a pretty dangerous spot.
Yeah, one more team we should be talking about, obviously, is UIC, winners of eight in a row, one of the nation's longest active winning streaks heading into a game with Murray State on Tuesday. But they have done it in different fashions. They came back from double digits, almost 20 points down against Southern Illinois to win in Carbondale the other night. Now they've got Murray, tough test in Murray, Kentucky on Tuesday.
Yeah, and that's going to be a hungry Murray team. I mean, you pretty much have the hottest team in the MVC and UIC with what was one of the hottest teams in the country that you heard Coach Miller say doing some soul searching after losing four straight. And what I really like about the Flames, you said they've kind of done it in different ways. This has been a road tested ball club. They've already won at Illinois State, at UNI, at Bradley, at SIU. And remember, they were a whisker away from a win at Belmont. Depending on, I think depending on how the game goes at Murray too, another tough test this week, having to host Belmont on Friday. So, I think the Flames have a chance this week, not just to keep their streak alive, potentially get to 10 games, but really to put themselves in a great position to be fighting for a 1 or a 2 seed as we get into Arch Madness with 6 games to play.